Alright guys, I'm here, just chilling on my computer, and I thought I would make a quick thoughts, or whatever, on the changes they made to World of Warcraft, with patch 4.2. Most of it's just, easy things to know, things that Blizzard thought they would fix, help, and my opinions on generally. Alright, well, first off, let's go to Death Knights. Obviously, I think Death Knights would be up there on priority. I believe it damage has been reduced by 150%. That's not bad. I mean, it's down to 150%. It's not bad. Hunging cooldown is a 1.5 second cast time. I'm sure a lot of Death Knights really care about this, but I don't really care because I like Unholy a lot more than Fast. And a lot of my friends really hate this patch because of this, but I don't really mind it. 200 weapon damage, just another nerf because our damage was insane. Unholy Might, I love this right here. Unholy Might now increases strength by 20%. That is amazing. Glyph of this is stupid. I don't even want to talk about it, but I find my healing's okay in Unholy, but I mean, I get pretty much blown up sometimes. Druid. All this Druid stuff, there's too much to talk about here, guys, really, but I think what they did with Force Spite was dumb. I think they buffed them a little bit too much, but I think the only class that really needed the buff was Balanced Druids and Resto Druids. I think Pharaoh was fine where it was. Okay. Hunters. Hunters multi-shot was too high, that needed to go down, that's obvious. The marksmanship nerf, a lot of Hunters seem to be okay with it, but I don't know, I play Hunter 85, I don't really notice it too much, but it's okay. Black Arrow. That's another thing. I don't really like survivability as a hunter, so this nerf kind of comes to my head a little bit, and I mean buff, because I know a lot of people like survival, but I don't like it at all, so doesn't really affect me. Mages. Arcane Blast damage is reduced by 5%. You're not really going to notice that if you're a mage, really. Pyroblast casts when Hot Streak, yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, that makes sense. This nerf right here I like a lot. Spell Stealer's mana cost has been increased by 100%. A lot of mages are like iffy if they like it or not, but I mean, you guys don't want to have mana anyways because you have Evocate, which you're using all the time. Fire needed the buff, Frost needed the nerf. Enough said. Okay, Paladins. The subject of Paladins. Okay, Paladins got a lot of buffs. A lot of buffs. The Divine Light, the only thing really that got nerfed actually was their mana. And, but then again, they have great mana anyway, so I don't think it's going to affect them too much. Besides for that, they just got a lot of buffs in general. They got a lot of healing buffs, survivability buffs. They fixed their mastery, which I think is great. Protection, of course I like looking at the protection. The mana was lowered, I like that. Everything pretty much in here is pretty okay. Retribution, okay. Seal of Truth, it's okay. Everything's okay there. I'm pretty much okay with all the Paladin changes. There's nothing really there. Priests, I'm okay with all the priest changes. For me, at least, I found it good. There's nothing really. The only thing I hate this as when I'm on my healer is the Sin and Punishment. Vampiric Touch is a backlash fear effect. No longer has diminishing returns. I really hate that, but yeah, no big deal. Alright, here's what two of my best friends on WoW, I would say, are freaking out over, but I think they're starting to get over it, is Cloak of Shadows now has a 2-minute cooldown up from 90 seconds. In addition, Cloak of Shadows is no longer on a global cooldown. Right? No big deal. Okay. Big deal for people who aren't sub, but this. Combat Readiness and Cloak of Shadows now share a cooldown. I don't get why Blizzard actually done this. I like to joke around with them and say, oh, why don't you use it now, but really, I think folks didn't need this. I think they were pretty good where they were. Maybe that nerf up there, if they also done that for something like Combat Readiness increased the cooldown, that might have fixed it better than what they did. The blind for PvE seems nice. Stealth, I hated that. At lower level brackets, that is so stupid. Even at high level brackets, it is stupid. Assassination damage bonus, good. Combat, good. Subtlety, everything's pretty much good in here. The hemorrhage damage now makes rogues to have a hemo spec, but that's fine. I mean, I saw that coming. Another thing close to home for me, Shamans. Their Fire Nova damage has been increased by 15%. I really like this change, because Fire Nova was really a pointless spell before this. I mean, yeah, it was just pointless completely. Lightning Shield and Water Shield can no longer be dispelled. Thank God. Unleash Elements is now... That doesn't really do anything. I mean, yeah. Unleash Wind, that's a pretty big buff right there. I mean, 50%? That's a pretty big buff. That's another crazy thing. Like, they reduced the cooldown of Water Shield, but they would also reduce the mana return. So I don't know how I feel about that, but... I mean, as I've been playing, I don't really notice too much. Elemental needed the buff in everywhere here needed that buff. Enhancement, you need this buff, but you do not need 100% buff. That is crazy. Because with each season you get better weapons, your damage goes up, right? So I don't know why they needed that. Improved Water Shield, yes. Mana Hard now grants less because you get better gear. This new Glyph is also amazing. It makes you able to cast while moving, Lightning Bolt. Warlocks, nothing really changed that much. I think Glyph for Sword Swap was needed, but everything else is pretty much nothing. Well, Soul Harvest looks cool now, but... Yeah. Another thing people hate is the warrior changes. I don't really mind them that much. The Overpower, 1.5 second cooldown. Global cooldown. It's... I don't really notice it on the PTR, but some people do. Reckless is Deadly Calm. That, I don't know how I feel about that. I've played, and I don't notice it too much, but I do notice you have to watch a lot more of your cooldowns. This makes Stance Dancing obsolete. 100% obsolete. And it's stupid how obsolete they are. Because it's just stupid. It's stupid. 200 weapon specialization damage has been lowered by 12%. That's crazy. Fury damage lowered. I needed it. And everything else is just nerfs and things. And the PvE nerfs, I could really care less, guys. No big deal. Anyway, just my thoughts on the 4.2 notes. Thanks. I'm out.